Hi guys, welcome back. All right, last time we talked about fear, struggle, failure. We talked about me getting a new longboard and feeling embarrassed and awkward. In fact, honestly, I just opened my heart to you. I wanted to quit and I just wanted to go back to what I was good at, like riding my mountain bike. Now, this is natural. Why? It has to do with biology. It has to do with the way we evolved. As we evolved, one of the core areas of our brain is called the amygdala. Now, some people call it a lizard brain. And its main job is to make quick decisions and to keep us safe. It's to help us not get eaten by lions. It recognizes danger, creates fear, pumps your body full of adrenaline, takes the blood away from your brain and puts it into your arms and legs so that you can run away and kick stuff. And it is fantastic because your ancestors did not get eaten by saber-toothed tigers. You are here, and that's wonderful. Your lizard brain, your amygdala, is really great at rapid cognition. It recognizes danger, sees it, and helps create a safe environment. Now, because your lizard brain craves safety, it really hates uncertainty, change, struggle, and attention. You can see things like public speaking, attention, uncertainty. If I raise my hand, how's this going to turn out? Change, moving to a new place, or trying out for a new team. Your lizard brain tries to get you to stop doing all of these things. But here's the thing. Your lizard brain was super great at keeping you alive when wolves were chasing down your ancestors, but you're usually not being chased by wolves right now. It's just not a reality. But it doesn't know that. And so it takes some of the uncertainty and struggle and attention today and treats it like it's a life or death battle when it's really just some girl said something mean about you. Or that you're getting called in class and you didn't give the right answer, but it gives the exact same response. The blood drains from your brain, you become stupider, you get ready to punch and kick stuff, and you say dumb things. Because of this, practice becomes harder. We talked about failure and how you will feel uncomfortable when you try and grow. But your lizard brain is like, no, discomfort is bad. Struggling is bad. Stop doing this. I want to keep you safe so we don't die. But the thing is, you're not going to die. It's just tying you down. It's just keeping you away from reaching your potential. It wants things that are fast, safe, and easy. It is not good at helping you most of the time today unless there's an axe murderer chasing you, then it's fantastic. But even though it's not good at things, it wins all the time. Your lizard brain robs you of experiences and action that could help you be better. Like, just think about it. When was the last time fear robbed you of something? When was the last time you were too scared to try? Like our boys over at trainugly.com, they're helpful on tons of this that I'm giving you today. Go check them out. Their training is fantastic. But when they've asked people this, like, people have responded like, I want to play on the infield, but I'm too scared, so I asked to play right field. Or just think about your own experiences. Like, I want to get to know this person. I want to ask them out on a date, but I'm too nervous to, right? I want to try longboarding, but I feel clumsy. What do you want to do, but that your fear is limiting you? I want you to take a second, push pause on the video, and write it down. Seriously, like, write it down right now. Okay, you back? Now, think of this as of an experiment. There's a guy named Dan and Chip Heath, and they're brothers, and they do organizational behavior experiments. And one thing they did, they went into college campus and they said, okay, I want you to imagine that there is somebody that you've met in your psychology class and you want to get to know them better. What do you do? And they had them write down their answers. And the large majority of them said, I'll just wait and see what happens. They're going to wait. They're not going to take action. But then they switched the experiment just a little bit. They said, okay, let's say your friend comes home and they said, I just met somebody that I'm so excited. I want to ask them out, but I'm nervous about them. And then they said, what would you do? And overwhelmingly, the people just said, just go for it. Why? Because their lizard brain wasn't at work. They were able to think clearly with their neocortex, and they were able to process information and said, hey, this would be a good opportunity. Go for it. Frequently, we are limited by our lizard brain and we stop. But if we would take just a time out and say, hey, what would I say to my friend? If they were saying, hey, I want to try out for the team, or I want to try something new, or I want to go skydiving, but I'm nervous to, you'd be like, go for it. Try it out. Here's your thing. Your lizard brain is not smart. We as a people fear public speaking more than we fear so many other things that could actually kill us. Public speaking will not kill you. And when we fear something, our brains are really good storytellers. So they want to fill in the gaps. So we have an apprehension about snakes. And so it will tell us a story to fill in the gaps and justify that fear so that we're not crazy for avoiding things. And just think about this, like you're nervous to ask somebody out on a date, nervous that they'll say no, and then your brain fills in the rest of the gaps. They say, oh, if you go, they'll laugh at you, you'll feel mortified, you'll have to quit school, you'll end up living in a van down by the river. Like that's what your brain does. It builds this elaborate story out of nothing. So thinking about this, you may be like, well, let's just get rid of the amygdala. It's not much use to me now. You can't. And you can't get rid of fear. We talk about being fearless, having an assassin mindset. That just doesn't exist. Your lizard brain will always be there. And the more you fight against it, the more you're actually strengthening it. Your brain is just like we've talked about pathways, electrical and chemical pathways. And the more you stomp down that path to fight with it, the more you're just creating a path there. What you got to do is you just got to learn to accept it and to move on anyway. Use your lizard brain as a compass, saying, hey, I'm going up against something that could be good, that could be brave, that could be fun. When your lizard brain freaks out, it's your cue to say, this is where I should go. Unless it's an axe murder, don't go there. But when it's just like, hey, raise your hand, and you're like, no, don't give an answer, or ask this person out, or try out for the team. It is your brain saying, this is good. When we say be fearless, that just leads to shame. That's not a logical thing. You say, well, I'm not supposed to feel fear, and so this is wrong. But that whole thing is false. You're going to feel fear. What are you going to do with it? Well, one easy thing you can do with it is just to reframe it, is to relabel that emotion. When you feel some apprehension, you say, I am feeling excitement. I'm feeling anticipation. I'm feeling ready. Just reframe it. Don't get rid of it. Accept it, own it, and reframe it. And just make it work for yourself. Fear doesn't go away. Marathon runners don't get rid of being tired. Competitors don't get rid of the butterflies. They just use it as a tool. One of the best tools I've seen in reframing this comes from a woman named Liz Gilbert in her book, Big Magic. She actually writes a letter to fear. And this is something I'm going to have you do here in a minute. But just listen to what she says on fear. She's an artist, and she talks about starting this event and feeling apprehensive. And she says, dearest fear, Liz Gilbert again, creativity and I are about to go on a road trip. I understand that you'll be joining us because you always do. I acknowledge that you believe you have an important job to do in my life, and you take your job seriously. Apparently, your job is to induce complete panic in me whenever I'm about to do something interesting, and may I say you are superb at your job. So by all means, keep doing your job if you feel you must. But I will also be doing my job on this road trip, which is to work hard and to stay focused. And creativity will be doing its job, which is to remain stimulating and inspiring. There's plenty of room in the vehicle for all of us, so make yourself at home, but understand, creativity and I are the only ones who will be making the decisions along the way. I recognize and respect that you are part of this family, and so I will never exclude you from our activities, but still your suggestions will never be followed. You're allowed to have a seat and you're allowed to have a voice, but you are not allowed to have a vote. You are not allowed to touch the roadmaps. You are not allowed to suggest detours. You are not allowed to fiddle with the temperature. Dude, you're not even allowed to choose the friggin' snacks. But above all else, my dear old familiar friend, you are absolutely forbidden to drive. Then we head off together, me and creativity and fear side by side, forever, advancing once more into the terrifying but marvelous terrain of unknown outcomes. Liz Gilbert. Dude, that's good, right? Because here's the thing, your amygdala is a crap driver. They are terrible. But fear is such a driving force in our lives. You have permission to feel fear. But I challenge you to challenge your fear to a dance-off. I challenge you to a dance-off. Don't suppress it. Don't flee from it. Don't run away from it. Start small. And when you're faced with a fear, just distract yourself from it. Just try this. Just delay it. Delay giving into that fear for like 15 minutes. Just say, I'm just not going to act on this. And see what happens. See, what can happen is your more developed brain, once you give it some time to settle down, can reassert control, pull that blood back up from your legs and your head, and you can start thinking clearly, and you can control things, and you can move forward and trust the process. Fear is not bad. Fear is a signal that you're moving in the right direction. What you need to do, like all other tasks, is practice working with that fear. Don't stress about it. Don't run away from it. It's fine. You're fine. So to help you on this process, you're going to do the same thing that Liz Gilbert did. I want you today to go write a letter to fear. Acknowledge it and acknowledge what it's done, but state very clearly that you're in control and that on this adventure, you're going to be the driver and you're going to achieve your dreams, and your lizard brain is not going to have any control, okay? And then every time you're feeling anxious, you can just pull that out before a game, before practice or something. You just reread that and you just say, hey, I am in control here. Got it? All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks.